Morning, everyone. I've had a couple of questions and people just making a few messages to me about worrying, anxiety, and I just thought I'd make a really quick video just to pop on here. I know I don't normally post videos, which is something that I'd like to start to do. So one thing that I want you to be able to understand is, why do we worry? How can we stop worrying? And most importantly, then, how do we focus on the things that we are in control of and not the things that we aren't? So a worry, is kind of like a fear, and it's a fear of something bad going to happen. So it's thinking about the future, a future event where you don't know what the outcome is going to be, but your brain is making up a negative answer for you, and that's the thing that you're focusing on and worrying about. So for example, if I worry about my children and I worry they're going to be safe, are they going to be okay with their education, are they going to get a job, what's life going to be like when they go to university, all these things aren't real. They're not happening in the today. They're some way in the future. So the way that we kind of deal with these worries, because you're focusing on things that A, haven't happened, B, may be perfectly okay, and C, you pretty much have no control over. So to come out of that worry state and to just try and get yourself back into the more proactive state, which is, if I've got energy, I'm not going to burn it up worrying about something. I'm just going to focus on what it is that I can do. Then it's about doing a little exercise. So just a really quick one. I want you to, if you feel like you're going into a worry, I want you just to write down on a bit of paper what it is you're actually worrying about. And it might be that you're worried that your business isn't going to do well. You may be worried, like I said, about your children. You may be worried if you've got somebody in your family that's poorly. So all the things, I just want you to write it down, everything that you've got inside of your head that's causing you to worry. Is very different being busy and having lots to do, because when you're having lots to do, you're taking action, you're doing something. So that's about writing a really good to-do list. But when you're worrying about something, it's because, like I said, your head is taking you into potentially a worst case scenario. So once you've written it out, write out what your actual fear is. So just say, for example, you've got a daughter that's taking her GCSEs at the moment, and you're worried, I don't know, that she may not do well enough, or she may not pass, or whatever the thing may be. So write down your fear, because I can guarantee you we don't worry if we're looking at things in a really positive way. So the chances are you're looking at something as a worst case scenario. Once you've kind of written out your fear, so you've actually gone through and said, I'm really worried that my daughter might not make her GCSEs. Then do, okay, well, if that happens, what would I do? Even to the extent, if you had somebody in your life that perhaps was poorly, and the worst case would be that they'd pass away, well, what would I do if they passed away? I'd be sad, absolutely, I'd miss them, but I would still survive. Human beings, we are so resilient, we survive so much pain, we can pick ourselves up, we might be a bit battered, but we're really strong. And it's about learning to know that even if the worst thing was to happen, actually you can handle it, and we do have resilience to come back. So once you've kind of put yourself through this worst case, just seen that mop in the back, that's attractive. Once you've done this worst case, I then want you to go through the most likely thing that's to happen. So perhaps again with the GCSE and your daughter, she's likely to do okay. She's revised, she's doing this, she's likely to be okay. Or actually somebody's poorly, the chances are they're going to be okay, because that's just the way the medical world is now. Then what I want you to do, so once you've gone through the most likely case for everything, then just look at, what's the best that could happen? Your brain naturally takes you to the worst thing because it kind of wants to prepare you for something bad happening, but it isn't real. Remember, it isn't real, because if it was real, you'd just be dealing with the pain, and once we're in it, we just deal with it. But break it down so you know what your actual fear is. Then go, what's the most likely thing that's to happen, and then what's the best thing that can happen. So if you go through that little exercise, Yeah, it just helps just to take your focus away and think, actually, do you know what? There isn't any point in worrying about it because I know whatever it is, I can deal with it. Hope that little video is helpful. I'll try and post a few little bit of extras. If there's anything that you particularly would love me to cover, talk about, that you think would be helpful for you, then just drop me a note and I'll see what I can do. So thanks for joining.